Motherfuckers, we back.
Back at it again.
This is the 2 Cents You Call Us podcast.
One time for the one time.
I am your host, X, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, Dub.
What's happening, my brother?
Hey, man, you know what it is.
We are at it again on another Friday night for episode number 59.
59, man.
Hey, we almost 60. We almost collecting AARP. Is it 60 when you collect that?
Nah, you can actually join AARP at like 30 now.
I know you lying.
You just got to pay the membership.
Well, shit, I'm paying my shit next week.
They said it's not worth it.
Oh, well.
You can get like a Grand Slam for $2 less or something bullshit.
I don't even eat Grand Slam. Anyway, y'all know how it is. You can catch us on YouTube at the 2 Cent You Call It podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Please like, share,
comment,
subscribe. Yeah, you fuck.
So autopilot. I'm sorry.
Check 2. Please like, share, comment,
subscribe.
Hit that little notification bell so you can see every time we post a new episode. On the listening platforms, we hit Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Busting out your eardrums. First guest of the new year.
Yeah.
It's a reoccurring guest.
Yeah.
Friend of the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome, Yava.
Hey, y'all.
What's up?
Yava.
You are back.
I'm back. Thank you for having me.
We're glad to have you back.
We are glad to have you back.
We already had a full show before
We
this.
did. We had a whole full show before this, and I wish we would have recorded all of it and released it unedited because it was a lot going on.
A whole lot.
I'm glad we did.
We, for those who don't know, we usually start recording the show probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock every Friday. It's 9:43 right now.
Yeah.
And we just started recording because Yava wanted to have a whole conversation.
I just had a lot to say.
And we're going to jump into that lot that you had to say in this episode. But first things first, brother, what's in your glass?
I am doing whiskey and Coke. Keep it simple.
Okay. Simple, straight to the point.
Yes, sir. What you got over there?
I am going with a Merlot.
Please.
Nah, we talked about it. Doing, trying out some new wines every now and again. So I have a majestic Merlot.
Okay.
Smooth and dry and nice.
Okay.
Yava, what you drinking?
What did you drink earlier?
Because
I know you're sober enough now because we don't want you driving intoxicated.
What did I drink earlier?
I'm asking her what she drank earlier.
Oh yeah. Yava.
Oh, I had lemonade and vodka.
Okay.
Simple.
Nice little
Combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have gave you some lemonade vodka or lemon vodka.
No, I like their lemonade better.
Oh, okay.
There, I don't want to say there.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it was from a place with some really good lemonade.
She could put the lemon vodka
in the lemonade.
In the lemonade.
I wonder how. I don't know. That might have been like a
maybe too much.
Like a scratchy throat kind of thing, you know.
Well, I do the Arnold Palmers with that.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
that would be good.
But when you have something a little too tart, I feel like lemon on top of lemon is just tart
or too sweet.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah. But how was your week, Yava? We'll let you go first.
It was great.
What'd you do?
God,
it's the first
New Year.
First week of the new year. And what'd you do for the first week?
Honestly, I just focused on work. Tried to make sure I had a clean home. I was trying to make sure I have cash in my pocket. Money in the bank. Clean home. Food in the fridge.
Let me ask y'all this: Are y'all
No.
people?
I'm not superstitious.
Well, okay. I guess it's kind of a superstitious question. Do you believe that, like, I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm trying to bring in the new year the way I want the year to go. Like, so a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but I know people that work on New Year's Eve because they say they want to bring in the new year how they want, like, the whole year to be. So they bring in New Year making money. Do y'all do anything like that, or y'all believe in?
I own stocks, brother. I'm always making money.
Not right now, because the stock market is in the shitter.
By the way, I definitely could have went without that stock that you told me to buy?
Oh yeah,
Because that
yeah.
bitch is down to like $9.
It really is, but I'm stocking right now because I feel like that's a long term play, and I'm gonna play it for the long term. I'm definitely not hold $2,000 on it though. Definitely not.
Yeah,
But it's all good. Hey, stocks are up.
Anything's better than crypto right now. So
Nah, I got some crypto too.
I got some too, but it's just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
that's all mine is doing.
Play the long game.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Yala.
No, I'm just trying to, like you said, I'm not superstitious, but I'm trying to just start off the year the way I like to see it. So I guess kind of manifesting and asking God to bless me in a certain way.
Okay.
So
So what'd you do this week?
I did work out. I joined a new gym.
Okay. You one of them people that's in the way.
No.
One of them new motherfuckers that
Well,
can.
I worked out. Like, I would go walking. I would do, like, my little workout. But I did need a gym because it's cold right now. And that kind of hindered my normal.
Just stay on the cables side. Don't bring your ass over to that freeway side because the people that's already been working out, we don't.
You do
Y'all
what
are
you want to
haters.
do. Do what you want to do, girl.
Y'all are haters.
Get your ass out the way.
Do what you want to do.
My gym actually
Lifting
has,
10
like,
pounds
a
and shit.
women's area.
Good.
So I just kind of go over there.
Yeah, Curtis.
I like kind of that
They
area.
mad at your ass too.
No. I go in there acting like I know what I'm doing. So I'm good.
Okay.
You be looking on the side of the machine, trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing.
Trying to watch the little figures and shit.
Reading
I
the
done it a couple
directions.
times.
Like, what do I
I'm
do?
doing this the wrong way. Damn.
You know.
Put my face where my ass is supposed to go.
Oh my god!
I'm not
Why
that.
the fuck I got a pink eye?
Pink eye
I got pink on.
from the gym. I can't go no more.
Doing arm curls on the leg extensions.
Oh man! But you know a good way to.
Get pink eye? Eat ass.
Stop.
Oh my gosh!
Well, not really eat ass.
This
Well, I
has
guess you can.
been.
It's
the
already
2 cent.
turned. The docket is
It's already ruined.
Yeah,
Oh
man,
no!
fart in your face.
You know what? I will. That's the easiest way for me to punch you in the back of your kneecaps because it usually happens like when you're on the escalator or going up the stairs or something.
walk into one. Oh, at the mall. Mm-mm.
So you already at kneecap level with whoever farted in your face. So
Excuse me.
just punch their head.
I was talking in a different kind of way, but
Oh,
We know
You
what
such
you
a-
were talking about. We tried to divert it, and you took it right back there.
hey, can't escape this.
no, but what I was gonna say is, a good way to not look like a dumbass at the gym, because nowadays they YouTube everything. So if you don't know how a piece of equipment works, just YouTube it while you move on to another piece of equipment, and then you can come back and use
Back to it.
correctly. Yeah,
I guess yeah.
that's.
Still in the way.
I mean, no, because you're using. If you go to a piece of equipment that you already know how
Know
to
how to
use,
use. Okay.
And then watch it.
look at YouTube while you're on that equipment.
Well, y'all not talking to me. I'm not in the way.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
If you ever find yourself in a bind and then you don't know what the fuck you're doing,
Turn to YouTube.
turn to YouTube.
Just do whatever. Make up some shit.
No, because you're gonna end up on somebody's social media
Right.
on the fail army.
Just say you know what you're doing for real. Be like, no, you can actually use it this way. It's actually a better exercise.
I heard it both ways.
Yeah. It's okay.
That's the same way to say I was wrong. But yeah, X, how was your week?
My week was cool. I did cardio for the first time. Well, I actually just worked out for the first time in probably about 4 months maybe since I
Okay.
went back to class.
Okay. I seen your post, man. I was proud of you.
Yeah, man, I did an hour straight.
I saw
I
it.
was like,
I
wow,
was-
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I took my level down and stuff.
You took
I
your
used
liver down.
my
That's what I thought I heard.
my liver is down too. Recording this fucking podcast. That's what I was checking earlier. It's like, God damn, this bitch is it's
Hey,
falling
I
apart.
went to the doctor. All my levels straight. We good.
But I took my levels down because I normally do the multi-direction on the elliptical and everything like that. That's how I got like crackhead skinny.
Yeah, you was. No, I think it was just crap.
Bitch.
Say no to drugs, guys. Say no to drugs.
I normally I was where I was before I left off. It was probably like 12, 13 level. Where I went down to like 10
Okay.
and stuff. But I got to 30 and I was like, I don't know if I could do it. But I was like, all right, let me
out of breath.
let me get to just 1,000 calories. And I got to 1,000 calories, and then it was like, okay, let me get to 45. And I got to 45, and that's like, all right, now we can get to an hour. And
You out here trying to impress somebody.
well, yeah, because I thought I was gonna see somebody this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Want to get my lungs up just in case. Let's get some cheeks or something. You know what I'm saying? Try to get my stamina up.
Cheeks.
But yeah, but nah, man. I just got tired of looking at all this fucking weight on me and shit, man. I had almost got back up to 260.
Preaching to the choir, brother.
So yeah.
Preaching to the choir.
So yeah, that was that. Went back to work and stuff. Looked at my credit card statement. I paused by HelloFresh because I went out of town. Just found out that they charged me for some shit. And it got delivered yesterday, but I didn't get like a notification that it got delivered. So it was sitting in the mailroom for 24 hours.
Oh, so all that shit bad.
I don't know if it's bad or not because it was on dry ice, but it was
Okay.
So it was cool.
What it smell like?
It's vacuum sealed, so I couldn't really get a smell of it. So
You should be okay. You should be okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna hit them up tomorrow.
Call him back.
I'm gonna be like, I need to get a credit because y'all didn't send me no notification.
Yeah, tell them.
You'll get one.
Or they'll send you all new meals too.
Yeah.
And then you just have double meals. You can just freeze them.
You know, I used to work for them.
Did not know that.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
that's
wasn't.
why I said call them back.
It's
Are
not.
we?
It's not. It wasn't HelloFresh, and I should have been saying it.
I was just
anyway.
gonna say, are we?
It was another. It's another company.
Cut that out.
Fuck no, fuck with that. If y'all, but HelloFresh, if you are listening, if you want to be a sponsor on this podcast,
This is the 2 Cent You Call It's podcast, and you can buy a slot.
yes, because we're looking for sponsors. We will eventually have somewhere to put your logo.
Up
Will
in
we
the
start?
boop. Up in.
But yeah,
I wish they could have saw all of that, but it's
always
what
good.
it is.
We need a live studio audience. More
I
often.
agree.
But yeah, that was basically my week. It was pretty boring, man. I had a headache earlier today. Well, I had a headache since like yesterday.
Blood pressure up? What you
I don't know. I took like 15 blood pressure pills though. So
I don't think you're supposed to take them.
if you see me passed out on the floor tonight, that's what it was. Nah, I just took I took 2, which is okay. Because I had missed a day, so maybe that's what it was. But it is what it is. Feeling better now. Took some good old cocaine looking aspirin. And I'm feeling right as rain.
Okay.
All right, well, how was your week?
Week was pretty good, man. I actually just got back in town yesterday. Just kind of, I was actually only out of town for a full day. The first day that I left after work, and drove about 4 hours, and then spent the night. I was there for a full day, and then I came back the next morning. But it was good. It was really relaxing. I'm coming up on a new endeavor in work, to where I'm about to probably lose all of my social life for about 6 months.
For you, my brother.
So before that happens, I'm trying to get, out all of my just traveling and kicking it and even eating bad, which I shouldn't be doing that right now, but we're here.
So let me ask you this. All the vacation time that you have stowed up, does it roll over to
Yes.
your new? Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. So the reason I can't, because I've actually been taking off a lot over the past maybe 2 months. And the reason that I can take off that much is because I've sold all this vacation time away, and then so for the next 6 months I actually won't be able to take off because I am entering a new role. So I'll have to be at work for the next 6 months. But by the time I am done with that part of it and off, the little probation or whatever, I will be back maxed out on vacation. So as soon as I get done with it, I'll have to take off again. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So I said that to say that the first week was good, very relaxing. Got a chance to get out of town. Still didn't get a chance to disconnect because while I was out of town, I had a couple of meetings that I had to attend virtually. Actually, one of them was mandatory, so I didn't have a choice on that one. Well, Shit, both of them kind of.
Nope. Because another one could have ran another meeting, but you told me shut the fuck up and mind my fucking business.
Well, first of all, let's talk about it because I feel like you felt the type of way about it. And
I was like, okay.
Nah, you felt the type of way about it. And
if I felt the type of way, I would let you know.
You let me know by not answering my call because I called you.
No. No. I was definitely meeting with some other people at that time.
You still in that meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Right now?
No. I talked to you earlier today.
You was the call that you missed was on Wednesday.
Okay.
Today is Friday.
Well, when I stopped meeting with the people, it was probably like 11 or something.
Was you in the meeting yesterday?
Yes. I was at work. You called me like 12 something.
Was you at work for 24 hours?
Maybe I just don't want to talk to you, bitch.
All the excuses. All the excuses. All the excuses.
No, I had a headache yesterday. I wasn't talking to nobody.
Right, because he took the 2 pills.
No,
because he missed the pill.
Oh, he missed the pill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you interrupted my week. The week was good. Glad that it's the weekend, even though I only worked the Tuesday. Yeah, because we was off Monday. I only worked the Tuesday and the Friday of this week. So Tuesday and today.
Okay.
But yeah, the week was good. Even when I go to work, man, it still be a good week. Like I thoroughly and legitimately enjoy what I do. So, you know, even when I work a full week, I just feel like I'm kicking it at the job, which, you know, I'm happy about. I can't complain about that at all. But yeah, with it being the first week of the year, it's a couple of things that I am trying to get back in the routine of, which is, you know, just getting on regular schedule for certain things, regular, getting back to my regular workout schedule, getting back to my regular cleaning schedule around the house, you know, all of the above. So 2023, I feel like is going to be a promising year. I'm looking at, you know, I'm looking forward to a lot of things this year. Okay. We talked about a few things that we're trying to get done with the podcast, a few business ventures that we're trying to embark on. So I'm looking forward to that, brother.
I'm not.
Well, fuck you.
I don't want to spend that money. I want to spend that money.
Hey, hopefully it's gonna make us some money. So
we still haven't even tested out the stuff that we got already.
Well, because we bought some shit. Well, I bought some shit that we shouldn't have bought.
Oh, you didn't think it was?
I don't think it'll work. Not for how we want it to work. But that's another.
Keep it, because that way
I'm definitely gonna keep it.
Let's say, because that way we can have three.
Yeah.
3 angles.
Yeah. It might work. We'll see. We'll see for the future. But it's been an eventful week. As far as entertainment goes or current events. We do have something that is a little, I guess, heavy to talk about. I kind of want to discuss it and see both of your outlooks and takes on it. So earlier this week, there was a very, I'll say, important NFL game that was supposed to be played, or will started out between the Bills and the Bengals. And midway into the first quarter, Damar Hamlin, one of the defensive players for the Bills, had a tackle. Hey, you know, he made a tackle, immediately stood up, and then immediately hit the ground after that, and was on the ground for a while. The ambulance came out to the field and everything. They said that they performed CPR on him for 9 minutes. And anybody that is even remotely aware of like what goes on in the medical field, 9 minutes for CPR, that means that you're dead for 9 minutes. So yeah, that happened earlier this week, and there was a lot of different emotions around it, and around a couple of things that happened after or from that point going into the next day. So let's tackle a couple of things. What's your initial thought of just the accident or what happened, and then how the NFL handled it as far as postponing the game or canceling? Well, I guess at this point it's canceled because I don't think they said they're going to replay.
Yeah,
it.
they said they'll just have both teams just have one less game on their record.
Yeah. So, what do you feel? How do you feel about the NFL taking that stance?
I don't know exactly what their original stance was, but the ultimate deal I think is pretty good. I think it's just really just a freak accident that happens every once in a while. I don't deal too much into conspiracies and everything like that. You know, some people they like to jump right to vaccinations. And
Yeah, I heard.
like
I heard about that.
But some
Even though I'm not, the biggest proponent of the vaccine, I don't think they had anything to do with it.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get hit at the right angle and something can happen to you. Definitely a scary situation. NFL has had people who've actually died on the field before, or had a person that died on the field before, but that was a while back.
Yeah, I think that was in like the 70s, right?
Yeah. It's not a funny situation, but it was something funny that was going on in the room.
In the background.
But yeah, so you have to be careful about those things. Being a former athlete, majority of the time it's just get them off the field and then continue on. There's been people who's been paralyzed and stuff like that. They kind of just put them on a stretcher, take them off in the ambulance, and the game continues. But I think everybody was pretty shaken up and stuff. So I like to give them a commendation on just being considerate. That's the word, right?
Yeah, but I'm looking at Yava's face because I feel like she might disagree with you. Yava, how did you feel about the situation?
First of all, prayers for Damar.
For sure. I'm actually, but before we move on, I'm actually very happy. I was actually very happy to hear that. They said in the past couple of days, he's shown major improvement.
Yes.
Yeah, he's up and everything. I think they took
He's
him out
writing.
his breathing assistance and everything.
Yeah.
Right. I think this was an isolated event. I have a lot of guy friends and male friends who say that they should have kept playing. I absolutely think that they should not have kept playing. Like you said, he essentially was not alive for 9 minutes. If he did expire out there, think of them having to take him expired off. They probably would have just acted like he wasn't expired to take him off, because that would have not been a good look or anything they would have wanted to have on national television.
Yeah.
I think that they absolutely had to not continue the game.
So let me ask y'all this, because I feel like that the decision to end that game was not necessarily on the NFL. Because let's be real, we know that from history, we know that the NFL doesn't necessarily care about its players and what happens to them. We can look at the Tua situation from the quarterback from Miami,
Right?
and we can look at that situation and that shows you that player safety is not number one.
He just had another concussion too.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like it continues to not be the number one aspect. I feel like honestly that the reason that the game stopped is because the coaches, the head coach for the Buffalo Bills was pretty much like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Like,
yeah.
He said that he needed to be with.
Yeah, he said I gotta go with my player. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just happened in front of my face on the field of a player that I'm coaching. Like,
I kind of want to piggyback on what you're saying. I think it's more of how the NFL would have looked if they continued, because
But
they've had such bad press on just tons of issues, whether it be political, whether it be safety, whether it be just like you said, caring about the safety of the players. I think that it was there in their best interest from a perception standpoint to not continue the game.
of course, I feel like it was in their best interest, but I feel like they had every intention to continue that game.
Sure. If it wasn't cardiac arrest and they weren't out there working on him for 9 minutes, I think they would have kept going.
I don't think it's a if it wasn't situation. I think
it's 'cause
that
coach,
if it wasn't for the coaches, and what do you think, X? I feel like they would have had every intention to wheel him off that field and continue playing.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Right.
So I think they had to weigh what the sponsors would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they already done paid into the game anyway, but future wise, can we get away with this? How would it look?
Well, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't think they could have gotten away with it because of the backlash that they would have gotten. I mean, when Skip,
Do you think they cared? I was about to get to
Yeah.
that, so hold on for that. Do you think they would have cared though?
About the backlash?
Yeah, because I feel like the NFL has not cared about backlash, especially when it comes to, first of all, that's a young black man,
Right.
and let's be real.
he's only in his second year.
Only in the second year, and has the NFL ever really cared about?
But that's the thing. I don't even see it as a race issue.
I don't necessarily see it as a race issue because it is about health, and they're all out there playing. They're all out there putting their bodies on the line. However, I think because of the multitude of things that have happened leading up to this was in their best interest for the perception of the league. Whether they care or not, this was more of a marketing situation.
And I get it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, okay, this is an opportunity for us to do A or B. We should probably do B because of how we've done.
But I don't even think that was their choice. I think they would have had every intention to continue that game if it wasn't for the coach.
I think it would have been split anyway. I don't think somebody was going to be mad or upset with the decision. If they would have continued to play, they would have had those people like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it anyway. All right, he's hurt. Just go on with the game because that's what we grew up with. And then there would have been another side of it that was saying, no, you have to stop the game. You have to consider the safety and the image of everything like that. So I don't think you was going to make everybody happy regardless.
All right, so along those same lines, let's you just kind of mentioned it a little bit, Yava. Let's get on the Skip Bayless situation. So he came out, or he came out I guess kind of minutes after it happened, and made a tweet about continuing the game, or how was the NFL not going to continue this game with it being such a large game in the season, and both teams needing this towards their record, or the whole scenario, the whole playoff scenario of it being this close to the playoffs and team records and everything. How did y'all feel about the tweet?
I didn't have a problem with what the tweet said.
No, I had no problem
Had
with it.
I think his biggest mistake was the timing. Had he tweeted that the next day, we wouldn't have this issue.
Okay.
He literally, I mean, the man probably wasn't even to the hospital yet. Now, Skip was saying that from a journalistic perspective and this and that. Yes, technically he's a journalist, but he's also really closely connected to the NFL because of, his persona. So I think he was just trying to be the first to give an update, because if you read what he said at the end something along the lines of this somehow
The game, it doesn't matter in comparison to somebody's life hanging in.
right. He
in a balance.
pretty much mentioned that in the tweet. But I think again, it's just the timing. He should have just gave it a moment instead of trying to be the first to say this is the update, or they're talking about possibly, rescheduling the game, and I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. Like, people are still out there crying, throwing up on the sidelines. I mean, the players were visibly like, just if he would have just waited like an hour, even like let the man get to the hospital.
Yeah, so what'd you feel about it?
I had no feelings. Like, I had no issue with it at all. He sent like a couple of tweets out before that, just expressing heartfelt sympathy and prayers and everything for him, and then he had that tweet. But I think where people they saw like the first portion of it, and he was basically saying, okay, this in reality, this is a big game. These two teams are playing for playoff position and everything like that, and wondering how is the NFL going to navigate this, but at the same time, compared to somebody's life, it's really not that important.
Yeah, I'll speak on it from this perspective, from a professional standpoint, right? Because if you, I'll say this: if you work in a profession to where we all have a job to do, right? And so if you work in a profession where you have to report on an immediate basis, or you work in a profession that take my profession for instance, right? I work in a profession that a lot of times I'm going to see people on their worst day, but their feelings or how they feel in the moment is not my main priority as far as what I'm doing as my job, right? And so I looked at it from that same lens as him being the journalist on that at that particular time, from a journalist lens. Like, yes, it was a very sad situation, and yes, as a human being, you know, your heart goes out to him, which, like you said, there were earlier tweets about, you know, how you know, it was a bad situation, and everybody, I feel like everybody knew that, but at the same time, he's a journalist, and I agree. I will say this: I agree that from the outside looking in, it does look like bad timing, but this at the same time, like I said, I'm in a profession that I see people on their worst days, but when they have to see me, my main goal at the time when I'm in my profession and doing my job is not how they feel. It's what happened at the situation. I have to then analyze what happened at the situation, not taking account of how this person feels.
Is he a journalist though?
Yes.
I mean,
he is. That's his job.
But he has
though.
a show where he gives his opinion.
Yeah.
He's
Opinion.
a journalist.
But
Opinion.
He started off as a journalist.
Okay, but
And in order to be on this show, you have to be a journalist.
his platform is
And
when
he's more of an analyst now, but he still dabbles in being a journalist.
no, and I completely get what you're saying, and I agree. But at the same time, that is the job. The people. I don't watch First Take because I don't really give a damn. But the people that watch First Take are watching it because of the controversy, because of the
Undisputed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he used to be on First Take. But it's Skip and Shannon Undisputed. But even if... Okay, so I don't know if you watched... Not the next day, but the day after that. Skip and Shannon... Skip came on the show. No, sorry, excuse me. Shannon came on the show, tried to say his piece, and Skip interrupted him.
But that's what he's known for.
Right, but he
that's what
stood in...
But that's what Shannon does all the time too.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
but...
interrupt each other all the time.
And my
Right.
my biggest thing too is the people watch that show because of the controversy. Like, people watch that show because
I'm sorry, I just interrupted her too.
He did.
yeah,
But it's okay.
I did too, and
That's what I do.
But I think that Skip is not as favored amongst players anyway, and so him saying what he said that night kind of pissed people off. And then, like I said, when Shannon came back to the show and tried to say his piece because he wasn't there the next day, he needed to take a day off because of what happened. He came back to try to say his piece, and Skip then again interrupted him. Your timing is off.
Let me ask you
Like,
this:
at some
though.
point, you gotta allow him to say what he wanted to say about the situation.
If you came to speak, well, if I came to speak my piece and you were saying something about me that I felt wasn't true, would you not interject?
It wasn't about truth. He was giving his opinion. Shannon said, I don't agree with what you said, Skip, and I wish you would take it down. And Skip interrupted him and said, I'm not taking it down.
But he also said that somebody had an issue with it.
No, he
And,
said that the producers asked him to explain himself.
But that
And
doesn't mean
Skip
that-
said, no, they didn't.
Well,
So
he said
didn't
no.
even-
They said somebody had a problem with it, but the producers asked them to explain it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they had a problem with it.
so let's look at it from this lens too, though. Do you feel like had that been a player that Skip was that Skip had personal ties with, the tweet would have ever went out?
I think that Skip has a problem with his timing. On the show, I don't think it was necessarily a player. Now, if it was a Cowboy, because he is a Cowboy fan, maybe he wouldn't have. But I think Skip does have a problem with consistency and his timing.
I can see that.
Because even 2 weeks ago, prior to the accident, he said something about Shannon, like a personal jab about Shannon. He's like, "Well, you weren't that good." Well, but Shannon played in the NFL. You didn't. So you can't really.
I have an issue with that either way.
Well,
because he said Tom Brady had a better career than him, which he has. True.
He has, but did he have to say, "Well, you weren't as good"? I mean,
well,
he knows
at the same, and that's true. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think I would sit across from my friend and say that. Like, I mean, even if it is true,
I would tell you, you're not as good as what you.
But he knows
and that's fine.
But
he
knew that.
Yeah,
like,
and that's I feel like that's a conversation. I mean, I feel like we've had conversations like that, but that's a personal conversation that we have in the confines of a space that isn't public, like versus me coming out and saying that, oh, I think this about you publicly in front of everybody, and you're my friend. Like, I don't think that should be.
Well, and Shannon never compared himself to Tom. You see what I'm saying? He never.
Well, I think he just got caught up. I think Skip has his favorite athletes. Like you said, he loves Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm. I
think Shannon would say the same thing if it came to like LeBron.
Yeah, but that's my same question though. If that had been Tom Brady laying out on that field, do you think Skip would ever made the tweet?
I think he probably would put some more stuff on it. He said we're looking at the GOAT laying on the field, but how does the NFL?
I don't even think it would have been how does the NFL. It'd have been that. Tom Brady's on the ground. The world has stopped.
I think yes. I think he would be more mindful and think a little bit more before he tweets.
I agree.
Just would have been more mindful, which is what he should have done, and waited to post it.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line. Well, I think number one, we're in cancel culture season, like, and we've been for a while. Like, everybody wants to cancel everybody for everything.
I don't even really believe in cancel culture anymore.
I mean, I don't either, but because
they say they try to cancel people,
but yeah, people don't really get canceled. But I also I can see it from both sides. Like, I can see the fact that we want to be empathetic to situations, but at the same time, you got to understand people's profession, and it's just like. A lot of people get mad at defense lawyers, right? Because they're like, "Oh, how could you defend somebody that you know is guilty, or how could you defend somebody?"
You got a job to do, baby.
You got a job to do. You got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, I think it's because of the type of profession that I have that I understand, like. Most of the time when I see people, it's on the worst day of their life. Think about somebody, and I have a good friend that works for the burial company or cemetery company, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, like, people look at them like the worst people, but they got a job to do too. You know what I'm saying? Their job is to sell you, like, no matter what you're going through or who you got to bury, it could be your very close loved one, your mom, your dad, your grandpa, grandmother, whatever. That's not their concern. That's your concern.
But they give you a moment.
They do, but at the same time, they got to sell you this casket.
They may say, "Hey,"
and you got to sign on the dotted line.
But they may say, "I'm going to give you a moment to talk about it." They don't say, "Okay, so."
But at the end of the day, we got to close that deal.
Yes, but there's still decorum. Like, there's a certain way that they're talking to you. They're not talking to you like the car salesman. Well,
some of them are. And I mean,
I gotta slang these caskets, baby.
Hey, at the end of the day, I got a job to do too. Everybody has a job, and everybody's job is not the most lavish or the most, you're not looking at everybody's job as you're gonna get the most praise. Some people got to do the ugly work, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like in that particular moment. Now, do I agree with Skip on most of the time? No. Do I feel like he should have been fired well before now? Yes.
What? Nah, I'm cool with Skip.
Hey, but that don't.
I don't think he should have been fired, but I do think that he needs to think about what he does.
Let's be real.
He got to sell tickets, baby.
I was just gonna say, let's be real. We love controversy, and he brings controversy to the show. That's why most people watch it.
Skip has made the highest black paid. I don't want to say he made him, but essentially he did make the highest black paid sportscaster in Stephen A. Smith.
I don't think that Skip made him.
When did Stephen A. Smith get big?
Well, I think Stephen A. also. I think both of them are along the same lines to where people just. It's like a train wreck. Like people don't like them enough to where they keep watching.
He put them on though.
I mean, yeah.
Just like he put Shannon though. I have no issue with Skip. I don't think that Skip is racist or anything like that, like a lot of people say.
Prejudice, maybe. I think that a lot of times people say it's racist, and the word's prejudice.
Well, I had that conversation
It's
earlier
like
today.
Basically,
everybody in this world is prejudiced.
Has prejudice. Yeah, that's true.
He has a deep love for. I would say he has a deep love for black women. I would say that.
And white men.
Well, I guess you can say that. But he loves. Have y'all ever heard this story about Katie May?
About who?
Katie May. He was raised by a black woman.
Never heard.
Both his parents.
I mean, I don't really care.
A lot of white people are.
No, but she raised him. Like,
I mean,
both
even if we're
his,
talking about daycare.
No. Both his parents were alcoholics.
What time was this in? Because was she made to raise him? Never mind.
She raised him as his own, but he has a very, very. Y'all should look up Skip and Katie May.
I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care that much.
Of course, y'all don't care. Because y'all don't care about white people. Y'all don't care about my other half. Fuck yeah.
Have you looked in the mirror? The only thing white you holding is that cup.
You must ain't seen my people.
All right. I will say no. All jokes aside, definitely prayers out to Damar Hamlin and his family. I pray that he has no long term damage, because being in that state for 9 minutes can definitely cause brain damage, just a number of long term.
I think I died for a couple seconds before.
Is that you just wanted to bring that up right now?
I'm just thinking. Like, have you ever felt like you died for a little bit?
No, I don't. I don't even know how we got on you, Otis. I mean,
David, I'm just saying. Have you ever felt like you died for like a couple seconds?
He's the David Ruffin of this conversation right now.
Okay.
Well, he said, "Ain't nobody coming to see Otis."
Niggas ain't sitting no prayers for me.
I pray for you all the time, Xavier.
You said I'm not a real friend.
You won't tell me your secrets.
I feel like if we get into that topic, it's gonna take us way overboard, but we still gonna dive right in.
Hey, bro,
so
we got time. We got time to feel.
So the topic, definitely.
Prayers out to him. All seriousness.
Yes, in all seriousness, definitely praying for a speedy recovery. But the topic that we're moving into is a lot lighter, because we just feel like somebody lying, and I need to find out who it is. So last week, the episode that we ain't posted yet, but
why do you keep saying that? Because the episode will be out before this one.
They wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
I know, right? But
he does it every time.
Because I gotta live. I'm
acting like he ain't posted the past episode for like 6 weeks.
I was about to tell you. I was about to tell the people that I've been slacking on my job too. So I ain't gonna throw stones and I live in the glass house.
He just try to throw my ass underneath the bus with him too.
I'm rolling the bus. Both of us gotta be under this yellow motherfucker.
I'm late 1 week. This motherfucker late like
A month.
If you listen on anything but YouTube,
I'm late like a month. But nah. So last week we talked about Meg and Kelsey and Tori. And it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. We already know what happened with Tori, and we already know he got, convicted and sentenced and all that, so we're not gonna rehash that. But I'm gonna let you start on this one. What Meg and Kelsey got going on?
I think Meg is not a good friend because she was talking to Tori behind.
Explain, because I don't think everybody knows the backstory.
So, the word
explain.
is that Kelsey and Tori were talking, or they were dating, or whatever. They had a relationship, and Meg had an intimate relationship with Tori
It's a lot going on in this background.
behind Kelsey's back.
Okay,
What type of friend is that?
so the original relationship was between Kelsey.
Kelsey and Tori.
But has that been confirmed?
Yes,
Okay, so
they talked about it in court. In court,
I didn't watch the court cases. I really didn't give a damn.
it was you couldn't watch it, but I would just listen to the updates.
Okay, so according to the facts, as they were reported, Kelsey and Tori were together originally,
Talking. Yeah.
and then
Megan, at some point, had a intimate relationship with Tori, which she lied about.
I
on Good
saw her
Morning
lying
America.
about.
Yes, the first question they asked her was, "Did they have an intimate relationship?" On the stand, and she said yes.
She's on the stand.
On the stand, and she said yes.
But
she had previously lied on Good Morning America to, I think it was Gail.
yeah, I saw a piece of that because I think that interview was going around because I think it was even like a hesitation.
She kind of laughed and said, "No."
Yeah, I think that interview was going around social media for a while, and so it came out in the
court case that she did in fact have an intimate relationship with Tori.
Okay, so how do we get from Meg stealing Tori from Kelsey?
At some point, that's what they were arguing about in the car. At some point, Tori said, "Meg, stop lying to that girl. Tell her the truth." And then they get in the car, and Tori lets Kelsey know that him and Meg have been messing around.
Okay, so I guess that's where I kind of got lost in the situation because I was under the impression that the whole time Kelsey was the one that was fucking the friendship up.
No.
And I think that's what everybody wanted.
I mean,
I think that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
In the media. So, what did you? So, X, before all of this came to the trial, did you know about any of this? Because I just don't be connected.
I heard like a couple things. I heard that Meg was allegedly an alcoholic.
Yeah, I've
heard that too.
That gets very rowdy and it goes through like a whole bottle by herself.
So.
Yeah. I heard that before the trial, I heard her and Kelsey were both messing with Tori. On trial, it came out with like 2 or 3 other people that the same situation had happened.
Yeah, they say Meg been fucking Kelsey for Kelsey. The piece
like
of
a motherfucker.
Yeah, I heard she been coming back behind Kelsey for a couple of relationships now.
Yeah, so we obviously saw a lot of relationships had falling out, had fell out, or
somebody had a felony.
falling out with people around the industry, just around that whole situation, and people saying that she had did some other shit towards them, and they felt a certain type of way about it. She doesn't have the same bodyguard anymore.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
He was nowhere to be found, actually.
Oh, he was found.
Well, the last day of the case, though.
He was in what was the World Cup at?
What was it? What?
The World Cup. It was like over there, Middle East. He had took a picture out there and everything,
Oh okay.
but he just wasn't coming back.
Oh
'Cause I
okay.
think he didn't want to.
Yeah, he wasn't
He
trying
didn't want
to.
to testify.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to get subpoenaed.
Hey, let me tell you something. One of my former hookups had called a case, and she was calling me, and I stopped answering that damn phone because I wasn't about to be on nobody's call log.
Yeah,
Get called to court to testify about shit.
Yeah, no.
Because I definitely wasn't about to catch a perjury charge. Because I wasn't gonna snitch, but
I'm under oath.
you know about the most.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so it's this shit is like a fucking soap opera.
Yeah.
Even till this day and stuff. So now,
To this day.
go ahead.
I just was going to say, there's definitely something that they're not saying.
This is what I said
Like,
last
there's-
week was everybody's lying.
Somebody got secrets.
She obviously has secrets because she pled the fifth. She didn't want to go up there and say anything about herself because it would incriminate herself.
Self-incrimination.
Right.
So
You have it.
I just feel like
right is protected.
it's messed up because I feel like Tori's going to jail for something that maybe had
He's not
something.
going to jail.
Going to prison.
He's going to prison.
He's going to prison. I think he's going.
Ain't no 99 days. It's
He's
101.
going, and unfortunately, I
They don't
think
get no
there's
hot
more to the
dogs
story. Maybe it
no
wasn't
foils
just
in it.
him.
All right, so,
Jail is boring as fuck.
huh?
Jail is boring as fuck.
Jail, I've never been. So,
Never been.
I did
Don't
my
want to go.
did my bid. It's boring.
didn't you do like 5 hours?
8.
Not 8 hours.
Put some respect
He
on
said he
my
did a bid.
put some respect on my bid.
No, but so that with that story, let's move on to another topic. That kind of has to do with friendship, and because I feel like they had a fucked up friendship. What? Apparently, these two were holding secrets from each other, and it didn't come out. Or they was just flat out lying. There really wasn't no secrets. They was just lying about the shit. But in friendships, what should close friends hold secrets?
Yes.
Sure.
The way
I'm about to jump
yeah, but the
off
way
this fucking mic over this tray and fucking spear y'all into this damn couch.
Sure. I have things that I don't tell my friends.
but your friends.
So
are
why don't you tell them that? Are you a real friend?
Yeah, because who do I owe to tell everything to?
backstory for the listeners?
You know,
the
I
show that
mean-
we had before the show. Yava stated that
She must be sobering up right now.
Yava stated that someone wasn't a real friend because they wouldn't tell her what she wanted to know about a certain subject.
Right.
A very broad subject at that.
Right. So, let's talk about it, y'all.
I just feel as though
You got that water in your system.
when people start acting brand new,
What is brand new, though? When people have boundaries, you don't want nobody to have boundaries.
no, they can have boundaries. I'm trying to think of a way to explain
You can't.
explain without explaining it.
You sobered up. Now you realize
That
what
it was
the
some
fuck
bullshit.
I'm saying.
If I came up with you, I grew up with you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's a certain respect that I feel that we should have for one another. So when I'm asking you something, it's not just like anybody asking you something. Or when you're asking me something, it's not just like anybody asking me
So,
something.
if we came up together, then I don't have a right to have a boundary.
No, you absolutely have a right to have a boundary, but
Yes,
expect that
that's
same
correct.
boundary. Expect that same boundary from me.
I don't think they were not expecting that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because
Well, because they're not in need anymore.
Well, I don't think you had the access to that boundary that they would need. But you,
Oh no, I got boundaries because next time you come to
so
me,
so now you're just being vindictive.
no, not vindictive. You set a boundary. I see your boundary. I realize that I
Is it gonna be on the same subject?
could be.
Okay. So my
It could
question,
be.
so my question is, when do you get to a point to where you're holding a friendship hostage? Like, so
No, we're still friends.
no, it's not about still being friends. When do you get to a point to where you're being petty about the situation? And it's like, oh, you didn't tell me this, so I'm not telling you this.
Oh, I'm not gonna be petty.
You just
No, I'm just saying.
you just
I
said-
understand that she has set that boundary. So, with that subject, I'm not gonna talk about it. You're not gonna talk about it. Don't ask me nothing. I will never ask you anything.
I don't think she has to ask you about this.
She
sex
could.
subject.
She could still be asking me. Trust me.
She's gonna ask you
She
about
could still ask me.
was it like to be just
well,
a regular person in society.
Well, because I feel like you was pissed off about the. I feel like you was pissed off about it when you was talking about it.
No,
earlier.
I didn't appreciate how she handled me.
You didn't appreciate her boundary.
No, I didn't appreciate how she communicated that boundary. Like
Okay.
if you ask me something and I say, hell no, da, 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 or whatever, that's me handling it one way. Or me saying, well, yes, I would like to, however, or like there's a certain.
Did she
respect
say
that
hell
you-
no? Because you didn't put that in there.
You
just said like
She handled me like.
No, because she
We
said
can't
it
even
mul-
talk about
hold
this.
on,
We can't
multiple
even talk
times.
about
She
this. We
said,
can't even talk
girl.
about this.
she said, "Girl,
Girl.
I can't talk about
Girl.
this. Girl, I can't talk
Girl.
about this." And that's
And I
that's
was
not
like,
like
okay,
hell no.
girl.
Get out of my face. Don't ask me about that shit. That's completely two different things. I think that lemonade and vodka switched that story up a little bit.
No, I stand 10 toes down on what I said.
Okay.
So, being that she grew up, y'all came up together. She should.
Did y'all really grow up together?
Yeah,
How long y'all know each other?
since I was 5. Same
Okay.
as long as I know you.
All right. So no, the question is, okay, as close friends, what
If I don't
what
tell y'all something, she gonna be pissed.
I
off
don't.
at me.
I'm not even saying. Okay, maybe I should change close friends, because maybe it's not close friends, but
Okay, so let me ask you this. Because I feel like
I'm trying to fix this mic.
I feel like you can't even quantify, or you can't even describe the dynamic of your relationship, of y'all's relationship, because I feel like we've gone to completely different sides of the spectrum when it comes to what y'all been talking about, or when it comes to the dynamic of y'all relationship. So let me ask you this about close friends or somebody that you consider. Well, first of all, do you feel like you can have multiple best friends, or you feel like you all
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
so now with those best friends, what would you say is acceptable to not share?
Whatever they feel like they cannot share.
Okay. Well, I feel you can have multiple best friends. I try not to have quote unquote best friends. Cause it kind of just puts pressure on the friendship. But I would say
I don't
like,
think it does.
like with you, I think you'll be one of my closest friends.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, I had somebody that was just as close as you,
Mm-hmm.
and well, she's not around anymore. Shout out to you. I pray that you're doing well. But even with us, we have certain things that we might not tell each other. Even earlier this week, like I heard somebody told me that somebody else was interested in you, and I had a conversation like, I don't know about that one, and I told you like, hey, somebody was looking at you, but I'm not gonna tell you
who. Yeah, and it was a joke back and forth, but it was like I didn't get mad and be like, "Oh fuck you!" Like
God.
I'm not talking to your ass because you
You're
didn't
not
tell
a real
me.
friend.
Yeah,
if you
because that
tell-
would have been petty if you did that.
But I did not call him not a real friend because he didn't tell me. I was just like, "Oh, okay." because
I don't think I said that she wasn't a real friend.
you did.
You did.
You could.
Nigga,
You
obviously,
definitely.
that water is definitely hitting that system now. See, folks?
You definitely.
The pre-show is the real show.
But nah, man, it's I think it's important to have those boundaries and stuff. Everybody has those secrets and stuff. Like Yaba shares things with me, that I don't tell other people, or even
Of course.
somebody else to spend on show. Chelsea shares things with me that I wouldn't tell other people.
Of course.
Or Dub tells me certain things that I don't share with other people.
Of course. I mean, I think that's less about boundaries and more about loyalty.
Yeah.
I think,
And I don't think it means if I don't tell you this, I'm less loyal to you than
Right.
I am to somebody else. I'm
Right.
just, that's just, I respected somebody else's boundary, and they gave me the guidelines of that, so I have to respect that. It doesn't
sure.
mean that I care any less about you. It's just I can't go into that.
for sure. Great conversations. I think we definitely if you're listening out there, please comment, man. We want to hear from our shot callers out there. We haven't used that term in a long time. Shot caller is somebody that is a friend of the show and you listen. Please let us know that you are listening and tell us your opinion in the comments because we want to hear it. So if you are listening on any of the listening platforms, you can always head on over to YouTube, even if you don't listen to the show on YouTube, and you can comment on our YouTube comment section, or you can shoot us a message on Instagram at the 2 Cent Podcast. We would love to hear from everybody that listens to the show. Y'all know how we do. We end with a top 3 or a top whatever, and this show is going to be your favorite quote. We're only doing one.
Oh, it's the quote?
Yeah.
I thought we went back to.
No, because we already did that before. So
I thought we was doing the verse.
oh no. This is your favorite quote.
You could maybe use that as your...
This is your favorite quote, and
I'll still use it.
And since X is thinking about his, Yava as our guest, go first. Favorite quote.
Well-behaved women rarely make history.
My grandma was well behaved and she made history.
Rarely. That was the one that did.
Both of my grandmas were.
They both did.
No, basically.
Okay. Nice one. X, you gonna be second, or you want me to go?
He's still thinking.
I can give my Bible quote.
Oh, okay. What's your...
Bible be Isaiah 54:17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. There's some more that carries after that. It was my first tattoo. And it allows me to know that ultimately the enemy can't win. You know what I'm saying? If it's meant for you, it's supposed to be for you, and just to go for it.
Amen.
Okay.
I didn't think I was a Christian like that. Mm-hmm.
I actually think mine is not a Bible verse, but I actually think it kind of coincides with that one. One of my favorite quotes is
I'm trying to kick it tonight.
no. One of my favorite quotes is that
Don't stop, pop that.
all right, you gonna let me get it out or no? It is.
You can do it, put your-
I was about to say, just say one more. Just say one more.
It's the rule of 3 of comedy. All right, I'm done.
No, but one of my favorite quotes is, "I don't have to dim your light to make mine shine brighter."
That is so true.
Okay.
And the basis behind that quote is
You ain't shit.
like like you said, like what's for you is for you. You know, you're gonna shine regardless. You don't have to put anybody else down just so you can get ahead. And I
Good
just
friends understand that.
I feel like
Real friends.
I feel like you just don't have to put anybody else down. Like I'm learning that two things can be correct at the same time. Even if they're opposing, they can both be correct at the same time and still be factual. Like they can still be true and take space at the same time, even if they're opposites.
That's true.
So yeah, that's my favorite quote. Y'all let us know what your favorite quotes are in the comment section. Y'all know what it is. It's our last episode in the 50s. You can agree with us. You can disagree with us. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Father, fuck you.
At the end of the day, that's just our 2 cents on the man. We'll see you for episode number 60.
All right.